Good morning and welcome. We appreciate you all joining us here today to unveil our amazing photo exhibit of the history of the town of Islip and also join us in our holiday celebration. We are commemorating the 335th birthday of the town. So as you reflect and see the exhibit behind us and also on our walls, as well as this wonderful PowerPoint presentation that we have, it really exemplifies the history of the town of Islip and the role that even the airport played in that. The airport, of course, is owned by the town of Islip, and so it makes sense for us to participate and celebrate in this milestone. It gives us a wonderful opportunity to also begin our holiday season. And we're going to be lighting the menorah this morning, as well as our annual holiday tree lighting ceremony. It is truly a pleasure to have you all here this morning. As the town celebrates 335 years, the airport recognizes its own history. Just as the U.S. entered World War II, the runways were constructed here at this airport. Later in 1966, the airport actually began its first commercial air service. We have been a transportation hub and an economic generator for Long Island ever since that time. As we look ahead to the future of the airport, we also celebrate our past. At this time, please join me in a round of applause for the Sayville Chamber Orchestra Band and Ari Kramer, who is Ari, we want to thank you and your group of students who have joined us here today. It's so nice to have the halls of the airport filled with the wonderful music provided by the orchestra. And of course, you all are located in the town of Islip, and it's so meaningful for us to have you here today. So thank you for participating in our ceremony. And the supervisor has something for you.
Well, actually, the commissioner wanted to be sure that we had certificates for each of the kids and for you too, in recognition of your participation in this kickoff event today. So we thank you very, very much.
Our pleasure.
Now it is with a great deal of pleasure that I introduce to you a true advocate for Long Island and for the town of Islip, as well as MacArthur Airport. Her energy is only surpassed by her dedication. This airport would not be producing the number of jobs, offering new destinations to our travelers here, coming in and out of the airport, and thriving really without her. Please allow me to introduce to you the town supervisor, Andy Carpenter.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Shelley. I appreciate those kind words. But certainly, and I don't mean this to sound like a love fest, but we wouldn't be here having made the advances that we've had in these past couple of years at Long Island MacArthur Airport here in the town of Islip had it not been for our commissioner and for the support of most of my colleagues on the town board who saw the wisdom of hiring Shelley, and it really has made a difference. And she and Rob and her entire team here at the airport have really taken us to the next level, but given us an opportunity to go even further. So we're really, really looking forward to that. So I thank you for that. For centuries, the town of Islip has been attracting visitors to our beautiful waterfront destinations, charming downtowns, and historic properties. And there are a lot of historic properties in the town. You'll see that from some of these exhibits here and going forward in the town throughout this year of celebration. The airport's prime location immediately adjacent to the railroad, Long Island Railroad, makes this area truly a transportation hub for all of those who wish to enjoy everything the town of Islip has to offer, that Long Island has to offer, and when they have to make the decision to leave us for a brief time, that they should be doing it from here. And that picture of that locomotive really kind of should reinforce to everybody how close we are to the Long Island Railroad, how easy it is for people to just one seat get on a train and get into Manhattan. after they've gotten off their flight here at MacArthur Airport. We are very happy to be joined by some special guests today, and I'd like to recognize them. They're written down for me, isn't that kind? But I want to go with our town board first, and this is someone who's been an advocate for the airport for a very long time. We can always count on him for his support, and that is Councilman John Cochran. John, thank you so much for being here. And for his service, not just today with us as an elected official in the town of Islip, but for many, many years he has served this town and our country as a member of the United States Navy, as captain, retired as captain. So we thank you for all of your service. And also too, and schedules and such, I know that I have greetings from the town board members who could not be here today, but we are fortunate today. Joining us is our receiver of taxes, Alexis White. We are very fortunate, too, that we have an airport advisory board that's very engaged and involved. One of them being Mitch Pally, who is the chair of the advisory board, and he's also the MTA representative, which really helps us as we try to capitalize on that synergy with that location of the train station being so close to the airport. And he, too, sends his greetings this morning, along with the chairman of the LIA, Kevin Law. But we are blessed to have so many of our town commissioners here today because, and I've said it in the past, and I'm sorry, I'm going to say it again and probably will say it again in the future, we would not be moving along as well as we are had we not had the buy-in from the commissioners. They realize this is our airport. And, to a person, whenever there's anything that needs to be done, they're right there. And I'm looking at Tom Owens, who's Commissioner of Parks and Public Works. He reminded me this morning that that beautiful drum tree stand that Christmas tree is standing on was constructed by our guys at DPW. So they did a beautiful, beautiful job. We thank you for that. And Maria Figueroa from the Parks Department, who's been aiding and assisting in our decorator. She's our George to the rescue that we have right here with us in the town. So we're very grateful for that. But we do have so many of our commissioners, and I hopefully am not going to miss anybody, but I see Bill Mannix from Economic Development and our IDA, and his deputy, John Walzer, and our deputy controller, Jim DeCiccio, and this is interesting too, the airport in the past had never had that kind of meshing and working together from the controller's office. It was whoever was available, but working with them, and I know that Shelley really appreciates that. And we too are very grateful for that. And I see Deputy Commissioner of Parks, Deirdre Wahlberg, and let me see, Arthur Abadi, who is our guru when it comes to personnel and safety. He's the Director of Safety Officer, that's the title I'm groping for. And Labor Relations is very involved in the airport. He's got a sweet spot in his heart for our airport, and we're grateful for that. And things don't happen if you don't plan them. And our Commissioner of Planning, Ron Meyer, who just is involved in a bazillion projects and everybody's pulling him in all different directions, but he's always there for our airport, as is his deputy, Michelle Basson. And I see another deputy from Parks, Carol Charchalis, who's our liaison to our senior community, and we've got to get the word out to them that this is the airport of choice for senior citizens. It's so much easier for them. And I see the team I see some of the guys from Parks and DPW here. I really, really want to thank you, and please take it back to the rest of your guys that we really do appreciate what you do. You really do help make it better, and helping us get the word out in the town is our Public Information Officer and her team, Caroline Smith. So Caroline, getting those calls sometimes in the middle of the night from the media when things happen, again, there's that communication and cooperation. And a gentleman who's been very, very instrumental in moving us forward in the airport recently, our Director of Technology for the Town of Islip, Steve Kozin. I'm so happy to tell everyone, if they don't already know it now, that we this year finally instituted free Wi-Fi at Long Island MacArthur Airport. And this is something that consumers wanted to see here. So Steve and his team helped make it happen, so we're very, very grateful for that. Also today, up here on stage, we have, a stage that isn't here, but you know what I mean. We have George Munkenbach, who is our town historian, who has absolutely thrown himself into this project. In fact, if it weren't for George, we probably wouldn't be celebrating our 335th anniversary or birthday, because it probably would have not risen to something that we noticed, but he was certain that we did something, and we didn't do it for 325, and we certainly want to make sure that it will be done for 350. Many of us won't be here for the 350th, so this is an opportunity for us to memorialize it now and make sure going forward that we recognize the history of this great, great town of Islip. We are working in partnership, I don't see her here, but Kristen Jarnigan from what was Long Island Convention and Visitors Bureau and is now Discover Long Island. In fact, they are going to be recognizing the airport, our commissioner, the deputy, because of our partnership with them in helping market Long Island as a destination. So congratulations, Shelley, and your team for that honor. We're looking forward to that next week. I think I got to everyone I needed to. Of course, you heard we will be hearing from Rabbi Moss, who will be lighting the menorah. Did I miss anyone? Okay. Let me just go on to say that MacArthur represents both the past and future of transportation in the region. So it's with great pleasure that we join to view this historic photographic exhibit. The photos depict hundreds of years of our town's history, from churches, firehouses, rail stations, and schools to beaches and diners. Throughout the year, and what would we be without our diners, right? Throughout the year, we will celebrate the town's history in many, many ways. We will be having a family fun day at Roberto Clemente Park. The pool will be open and available to everybody. There's going to be a Living History Day at the Grange in June. We're working on a date for Islip Day at the Long Island Ducks. They'll be offering discounted tickets and an opportunity for us to showcase the town. So there's a lot happening and a lot that's going to be happening. We're working with the chambers to establish a restaurant week, highlighting the town's history. So it's all good things that are going to be happening. So without further ado, we look back at the town to commemorate our 335th birthday. And now I would like to turn it back to our commissioner.
Thank you, Supervisor Carpenter, and thank you to all the Town of Islip staff who have helped to put together this exhibit. Please join me in acknowledging our airport maintenance staff. Would you all wave your hand out there? And our airport custodial department. I'd also like to individually recognize the folks who really chaired our committee for the 335th birthday from the airport, Mike Stack, and Steve Siniski, Michael Fisher, and also Eileen Frappiat. We really couldn't have done it without, from the town's Park and Recreation Department, Maria Figuerella. And I'm told that DPW has a few elves in their department, so I'm going to name them Mike Tomasone, Phil Beaker, and Rob Percelli. So thanks to all of you. Let's transition to our holiday celebration. The official start of Hanukkah is today, so I would like to introduce to you and have them join with me Rabbi Moss as well as Rabbi Rosenthal. Please welcome Rabbi Moss and Rabbi Rosenthal from the Menai Israel Reform Temple, who will help us to light this menorah on the second day of Hanukkah, and we'll hear for a few remarks from Rabbi Moss and Rabbi Rosenthal. Thanks. We're going to light first with the supervisor. Go ahead.
It is still actually the first day, but somewhere in the world it must be the second day. So we're going to light the two candles. They are lit, as you notice, facing a menorah on the right side, which is the correct way. It is certainly our great honor, Robert Rosenthal and myself, to participate in this wonderful ceremony of celebration for Islip, and certainly this is the first day of Hanukkah of the Jewish calendar year 5779, according to our tradition. First of all, I do want to say I love this airport. My wife and I own a home in Florida, and I don't know if I would have bought a home in Florida without this airport. Let me tell you, it's just the best. It is so convenient, and especially I love Islip Town parking for residents.
Oh,
yes, definitely, yes. So this is the best. I look forward, and my wife and I know all of the residents and all of actually Suffolk County and Long Island, I look forward to the continued expansion of this airport and its many services. It is the best. But Rabbi Rosenthal and I are here today from B'nai Israel in Oakdale in order to once again, as we've done in the past since we were able to bring this menorah to the airport to light its lights. I do want to share with you the understanding that most people, if you were to ask them, what is the story of Hanukkah all about, these lights and the 8 days and all of that, they share that story, which actually is a story, a legend only, about a little bit of oil lasting for 8 days. Well, I guess that could be considered to be a miracle. Actually, last week when I was coming back from Boynton Beach, my plane was actually door-to-door 2 hours and 14 minutes, and I said, wow, that's a miracle. There are all kinds of miracles that we can look at in life. But in truth, the miracle of Hanukkah is not that little bit of oil lasting for 8 days. It is a historical event that is celebrated by our community, but I think actually not just the Jewish community, but for all human beings, and that is the story of the struggle for freedom. In that approximately 2,200 years ago, actually in the year 167 BCE, a small group of Jewish warriors called the Maccabees led a revolt against the Greek-Syrian occupying forces in the Holy Land. And it took them 3 years in order to secure Jerusalem, the holy city. It actually took them another 5 years to secure the whole country, the land of Israel. And that really is the miracle of Hanukkah. And that is the courage and the faith of these Maccabean soldiers, warriors, to be able to defeat the greatest army in the world at that time in order to do what? To secure their freedom. And this is why in an event like this in the various assisted living facilities and nursing homes that Rabbi Rosenthal and I are visiting today and tomorrow, is that this is a message not just for the Jewish people, but for all humankind, and that is the message of freedom, which never will go out in the hearts and souls of human beings, and that's what these lights are all about, is that we light the light of freedom, and may it always burn brightly as the lights here in beautiful MacArthur Airport.
I'll just be brief because I think Rabbi Moss has covered things very well. I'm new to the area, but I'm so delighted to be here in this airport and in this area celebrating with all of you. And certainly Hanukkah is also a season of joy, and hopefully the warm lights will be something that you can bring along with you on your travels, as hopefully you're visiting your relatives and you're going out to do good work in the world, and certainly wishing all of you a wonderful and happy and joyous holiday season. Thank you.
Now we'd like to light our holiday tree. So if the supervisor...
1, 2, 3.
We see MacArthur Airport's bright future, and today we share that light with our customers, and through the lighting of our traditional menorah as well as our holiday tree. The menorah, again, was donated several years ago by the B'nai Israel Reform Temple, and we are pleased to share with you that our holiday tree that is in the gallery behind you was donated by the Zarillos Matthew family. So let's take a moment and thank those groups for these wonderful donations. We all hope that you will choose our convenient airport during the holiday season and all year long. Thank you again, and happy holidays to you and your family.